All right, I'm recording whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, May the 5th, 2021. This is the City of Flint's Administrative Hearings Bureau, or Blight Court. My name is Attorney Torsho Feaster. I am the Administrative Hearings Officer, or Blight Court Judge. Present via Zoom, we have our Administrative Hearings Clerk, or Blight Court Clerk, Ms. Alyssa Oliveras, and we are prepared to call our 1:30 p.m. call. It is approximately 1:42. We're gonna start with the late fee section of the docket. So the first matter we'll call today will be the matter for 5617 Edwards. That is file number EN 2003526, alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there would be World Christian Foundation. It appears from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter on or about the 13th of April of this year for $160. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to have appeared here today at 1:30 to explain why it's not been paid. My understanding is there's no one here on this matter. Is that correct, Ms. Oliveras?
That is correct.
No one has contacted our office on this file. Service appears to be completely correct. Payment does not appear to have been made. It is now after 1:43 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30. As a consequence of their non-appearance, I do believe this matter should be assessed a late fee. We'll assess $25 for the previous total of $160 for a new grand total of $185. We will send notice to the appropriate parties that will resolve that file for this afternoon. The next matter on the docket under collections will be the address of 1216 Walker Street, file number EN 2004313, alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operated there at the estate of Norma J. Hensley. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter on or about the 17th of March of this year for $85. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to have appeared here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain why it's not been paid. There is no one present on the call. No one has contacted our offices. Payment has not been made. Service appears to be completely correct. As a consequence of their non-appearance and non-payment, for the record, it is 1:44 p.m. The matter was set for 1:30. As a consequence of their non-appearance and non-payment, I do find that this matter should be referred to collections, so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this file. It is so referred. The next matter on the docket is the address at 5813 Winthrop Boulevard, file number EN 2003530, alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is in Aoni Gilchrist. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter about the 17th of March of this year for $85. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to appear here today at 1:30 to explain why it's not been paid. There is no one present on the call, no one present in the courtroom. Payment has not been made. Service appears to be completely correct. A late fee has previously been assessed, and it is now after 1:45 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30. As a consequence of their non-appearance, I do find that this matter should also be referred to collections, so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with that file. The next matter on the docket is the address at 2605 Leicester Court, file number EN 1904748, alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operated there would be a Calkins Properties LLC. It does appear from the file that I signed the judgment on this matter back about March the 9th of this year for $530. Land light has not been paid. There is no one present on the call. No one has contacted our offices. Payment does not appear to have been made. Service appears to be completely correct. A late fee has already been assessed. Based on those factors, I do find that this file should also be referred to collections so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this file. It is so referred. We have a few more in so Cajon, and then we'll give you the floor. Okay. The next matter on the docket is the address at 3851 Lippincott, file number EN 1903397. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter, and 39-43, which is the accumulation of growth of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there is a Robert Eagleson. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter on the 9th of March of this year for $335. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to have appeared here today to explain why it has not been paid. There is no one present on the call, no one present in the courtroom. Service appears to be completely correct. Payment does not appear to have been made. A late fee has previously been assessed. It is now after 1:47 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. Based on those factors, I do find that this matter should be referred to collections so the collection can determine how they want to move forward with this file. It is so referred. The next matter we have is the address at 1872 Gil Martin Street, file number EN 1904899. Alleged code violation again of 39-7, the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter, and 39-43, the accumulation of growth of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed nuisance. The owner operator there will be a Willie Calico. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter on the 9th of March of this year for $135. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to have appeared here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain why it's not been paid. There is no one on the line. No one has contacted our offices. Payment does not appear to have been made. Service is complete and correct. A late fee has already been assessed. And again, it's after 1:48 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30. Based on those factors, I do find that this matter should be referred to collection so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this matter. It is so referred. The next matter on the docket is the address at 2033 Barks, file number EN 1904883. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter, and 39-43, which is the accumulation of growth of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there is Doris E. Patrick. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment on the 9th of March of this year for $135. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to have appeared here today at 1:30 p.m. to explain why it has not been paid. There is no one present on the call. No one has contacted our offices. Service appears to be completely correct. Payment does not appear to have been made. A late fee has already been assessed. It is now after 1:49 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. Based on no factors, I do find that this file should be referred to collections so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this file. It is so referred. And the last matter under collections is the address at 2028 South Dexter Street, file number EN 1904894. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owners to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is a DeMarco Moore. It does appear from the file that I signed a judgment in this matter on the 9th of March of this year for $85. That was to be paid by yesterday's date, or they were to have appeared here today to explain why it has not been paid. There is no one present on the call. No one has contacted our offices. Payment does not appear to have been made. Service appears to be completely correct. A late fee has already been assessed, and it is now after 1:50 p.m. This matter was set for 1:30 p.m. Based on no factors, I do find that this matter should be referred to collections so the collection can determine how they want to proceed forward with this matter. It is so referred. That was the last matter we had under the collections portion. We do have NSO Cajon, who is present in the courtroom. There are 4 files here that we have for her to handle. What I'll do now, I will give her my computer. I will allow her to speak to any resident who is present on those properties. and then we move forward accordingly.
Hello.
This is the first speaker. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, thank you. Which property are you here for?
1314 Roosevelt Avenue.
Okay, NSO Cahoon is here about that address. What I do is I allow her to talk to you about the allegations, and then you and her can determine if there's a resolution that can be reached. If there is, then we'll put that on the record. If there is not, then we will set it for another court date and move forward accordingly. Okay?
Oh, okay. Honestly, I know I'm guilty. My kids tear up my yard all the time. I just need to pay.
Oh, don't tell me that. You talk to Ms. Cahoon first. What is your name, Miss?
Kaylin Carpenter.
Okay. Yeah, talk to Ms. Cahoon first, and then we'll go from there, okay?
Okay. Is it still connected? I can't hear much. Oops.
Okay, here.
Okay. Okay, I can hear now.
Okay, would like to tell me what's going on with the house, and what all you have done and what you're trying to get out of this?
Basically, my yard was a mess. I've talked to my kids so we can prevent it from getting like that again. I wasn't home. I was staying at a friend's house, so I didn't see the ticket nor the yard. I tried to call around to pay the ticket, and I couldn't get the right place to drop it off. Well, now I know where I can pay it and everything. So I'm admitting it's my fault and I need to pay the ticket. I just haven't had the means to.
Okay. I don't know what the fees are up to now. I think you've had actually multiple tickets.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I know there's still an issue with trash being put out too early. It's really not supposed to be out more than 24 hours prior to pickup, but your day is Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, like I don't mean to put it out too early, just some days when I'm there earlier because I'm between two places right now due to a death of a family member. So it's just been basically I go and hurry up and get it out when I can so I don't miss trash day, but I will make sure to put it out no later than the 48 hours.
Yeah, I'm here to get it out and you are taking care of what I need you to. We're just trying to avoid these issues in the future. So, there's a possibility that it will be reduced, if not waived. So what are you trying to get out of this? Is there anything you need us to do or have a special request?
The only problem I have is I do have a neighbor across the street. He does have an issue with my yard. There was days where he would come in and like pick diapers up and throw them in my yard, which the trash in my yard, I completely, I take blame for. But I feel like sometimes when he does stuff like that, it makes it harder for me to keep it clean because that's not even my trash that he's throwing in my yard. You know what I mean?
I could say it's a good possibility it could be from your place, especially if you're putting out your trash too early and we've had a lot of.
Well, I don't have diapers, ma'am. I don't have any diapers. I don't have kids in diapers. I don't change diapers. These were full on a big bag of garbage full of diapers. Okay. I know my stuff's a mess, like I said, and I'm handling that. I've had to talk with the kids. I've gotten rid of a dog. I'm taking steps to make sure that this doesn't keep happening. But other than that, that's like literally my only issue. I'm going to pay the ticket. I'm doing what I've got to do. I'm just saying if maybe someone could speak to him and just, say, hey.
There's no loose trash out there. There's nothing in the yard. I believe you actually even had the porch cleaned up.
Yep. There is now maybe one little tote of clothes out there. Other than that, everything is cleaned. I'm working on getting a lawnmower too. My yard has not been mowed, but that is coming now. I'm just waiting on unemployment to come through so I can get a lawnmower. And other than that, yep, everything has been handled. I'm done with the yard mess.
So grass is not really even an issue, so.
Okay, good. But yep, like I said, other than that, I've kept everything cleaned up and we're working on it. Just between kids, dogs, and everyday life, it's ugh. But we're keeping it together.
With you, I'm sure. So, thanks for doing what you can. And
yeah, no problem. And I've even tried to speak to him. I let him know I'm sorry about this, and I told him about the dog. I got rid of the one dog that kept getting out. So, I mean, I've talked to him and let him know, but if maybe it came from somebody else, he would just, calm down a little. With the diapers, at least.
Like maybe if they could get into more of a trash container or something, but the dog.
Yeah. I actually just bought one as well, so that way it won't be everywhere. So yeah, that shouldn't be an issue from now on. I also talked to someone about paying the fine, because that was my biggest issue. I didn't know where to drop it off to or pay it because everything's so closed down right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, she said something about I would get a paperwork with invoice on it to be able to pay it after I spoke with you guys.
Okay, yeah, they'll set it up here in a minute when Torshio comes back into the room, and something falls on him now, and we'll talk again between all three of us, and we'll have it settled.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna call him back into the room.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
We are ready.
He's coming.
Okay.
All right, this is Attorney Feaster. We're going to go back on the record. We're going to call that case for 1314 Roosevelt, file number EN2107601, alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is a Carpenter, who is on the phone. Ms. Carpenter, you had a chance to speak with Ms. Cahoon, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna swear you in, I'm gonna swear her in, I wanna find out what happened, okay?
Okay.
Do you swear to the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Innocent Cahoon, do you swear to the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, where are you at in your discussion for 3114 Roosevelt?
Okay, I'm willing to work with whatever we can do about this, because she's made a lot of improvement, what she needs to work on, and she has actually done what she needs to do.
Okay. So are you recommending a reduction, or are you recommending a dismissal? Where are you at on that?
We can do either one.
Okay. Ms. Carpenter, did you hear what Ms. Cahoon said?
I tried. I got bits and pieces. I didn't hear all.
She said that you've made great. You have made very good progress on getting this property clean, and that it's almost where it needs to be, and that she would be comfortable with a reduction or dismissal. It looks to me like you currently owe $100. That sound right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I would be comfortable reducing this down to a $25 ticket. Is that something you can handle?
Oh my, yes.
All right, so let's do that then. We'll reduce this down to $25. That'll be a total of $15 to the city of Flint. There's a state cost of $10 for a grand total of $25. And we'll do that by stipulation of the parties. Our clerk, Ms. Oliveris, will prepare a judgment in that amount, and you can pay that. I'm sure Ms. Oliveris can tell you how to pay that if you have any questions.
Okay, yep, I would just need to know where to pay that. That is all, no other questions.
Okay. You'll get a notice in the mail, but if you have any questions that you don't understand, feel free to call us back here at the Blight Court Administrative Hearings Bureau, and we'll direct you as to where to pay that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for your time. Have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, you as well.
We'll go back to the top of the docket and we'll call the matter at 834 East 7th Street. That's file in 2107600. Alleged code violation 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is an Adrian Smith. Again, we have Ms. Cahoon, who is present and under oath. According to the file, it does look like, losing my glasses, it does look like we have a ticket in the file for $200, I believe, for litter. There's no one present on the call. No one's contacted our offices. As a consequence of their non-appearance, I am prepared to enter a default judgment on this file should the facts support such a finding. To that end, we have NSO Cahoon, who is still present, and as I said, under oath. I'll ask her what evidence she has, if any, who will support a default judgment in this file.
Yes, I have some pictures here. Looks like everything is for the most part prepped in the backyard. The trash is just thrown out.
Okay.
Seemingly almost as if it's thrown out the door.
Okay.
Piece by piece. There's really no excuse for this. I know they cleaned up, but it takes a ticket or a warning to get them to do what they need to do.
Okay. And
as of right now, it is cleaned up, but I know they've had multiple violations and tickets, and I feel like it's going to be ongoing.
Okay. These photographs are photographs that you took?
Yes.
And what I do have is several pages, 4 packs of photos, color photos showing a property with the address 834 affixed to the top beam of a structure above a front door. I do see trash, litter, and debris on the porch. I do see more photographs showing more trash, litter, debris, toys, items of questionable value, tagged vehicles, charcoal, boxes, all types of questionable items, items of questionable value. Based on the testimony provided by NSO Cahoon and the evidence to support that testimony, and the fact that the resident has not shown up, I do find support for a violation of 39-7. I do believe that a default judgment is appropriate. We'll enter a default judgment in the amount of $200 to the city of Flint. There's a state cost of $10 for a grand total of $210. We will send the appropriate parties the judgment and move forward accordingly. The next file on the docket is the address at 1910 Hostler Street. That's file number EN 1704586. Alleged code violation of 39-7, which is the duty of the property owner to keep the premises free from litter. The owner operator there is a Jason Murray. I do have a notice here showing what appears to be proper service. I do have a ticket in the file. We do have NSO Cahoon present. We do not have a resident present. NSO Cahoon is under oath still. As a consequence of the non-appearance, I will consider a default judgment should the facts support such a finding. To that end, we have NSO Cahoon, who is present and still under oath. I'll ask her what evidence she has, if any, who will support a default judgment in this file.
I'm going to say with this property, the ownership is questionable, but the conditions of when the tickets were written are nowhere near what they are now. As of current date, yesterday I drove by. It does have a lockbox on the front door. It has been mowed, it's cleaned up. It's pretty immaculate.
Okay. The photographs that you took?
But it is vacant, yes.
Okay. I will accept these photographs and review them. I do have 4 packs, multiple pages of photographs here in color. It looks like there's a 2-pack and a 3-pack as well. One does have a house number 1910 affixed to the left side of a front door on the property. It does have a wide shot of the black and white house. It does show trash and debris alongside of that. Also shows a pallet alongside of the house. There are multiple pallets, maybe toys and other items of questionable value. Although we're not clear on the ownership today, what we will do, I do find support from these photographs to find support for a default judgment in their file. As a result of that, we will enter a default judgment in this case. Obviously, if Jason Murray is not the current owner, then he can file something with this court and we can address the matter that way if he wants to dispute ownership. But based on what we have in the file, we will hold him accountable. The total amount that I see due is $250 to the city of Flint. There's a state cost of $10 for a grand total of $210. We'll enter a default judgment in that amount and send those to the appropriate parties. And the last file on the docket for today is the address at 625 East Court, file number EN 1704595, alleged code violation of 39-43, which is the accumulation of growth of weeds, grass, harmful vegetation deemed a nuisance. The owner operator there is a Rodney Lewis. It does appear from the file the service is completely correct. My understanding is there's no one on the call, no one has contacted our offices. As a consequence of their non-appearance, I am prepared to enter a default judgment in the file should the fact support such a finding. To that end, we have Vanessa Cahoon, who is present and under oath. I'll ask her what evidence she has, if any, who will support a default judgment in this file.
This is a vacant home with an old apartment complex. It does still have all the warnings and tickets posted on the doors. The backyard is unkempt. It does not get mowed. I believe the neighbors mow the front yard, but they do use the driveway.
Okay.
It's really just grass issues with this one.
Are these photographs you took?
Yeah.
Okay, I will accept these photographs and new evidence added to the file. I do have 4 packs of photographs in color showing the front door with the address 625 affixed to the top of that structure. I do have a wide shot of the photo of the structure. It does appear to have weeds and grass overgrowing the structure. The grass and weeds are up the front porch, onto the porch, onto the banister, onto the railings, onto the roof. So the grass and weeds do appear to be a violation of 39-43. There also is grass that appears to be in excess of 8 inches. I do see a notification, warning, and a ticket affixed to that front door in one of these photographs. I do see more warnings and tickets affixed to the front door in another photograph. And there's more overgrowth of weeds and items. Based on the testimony provided and the evidence to support that testimony, I do find support finding there was a violation of 39-43 and that a default judgment is appropriate. The total amount that I see due is $225 to the city of Flint. There's a state cost of $10 for a grand total of $235. We will enter a default judgment in that amount, send notice to appropriate parties, and that will resolve that file for this afternoon. I believe that's all we have on the docket for today. So at this time, we will go off the record. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Cahoon.